So are you completely confused? Is your head about to explode, and are you regretting your decision ever to be part of the IB program? I hope not. But I can totally get why you would feel a little overwhelmed at the moment. Embrace the chaos, that's all I can say. Embrace the mess. This is a messy process. This is the first time you're ever doing anything like this, so it's really understandable why you would feel confused and frustrated, but I promise you by the end of this it will feel really clear, you will feel confident. Anyway, this is the slide deck that's also accessible on the class website, and I'm going to focus on this page here. This is the handout essentially that you have, albeit slightly in reverse order. So when I made the handout that has the stars on it, I started with the real life situations down here, and then I went up into the theory of knowledge world and the 10,000 foot world. So this is just in kind of the opposite order, but it's exactly the same process. Let me walk you through it. The numbers will help. Begin with a real life situation. Extract and mine it for ideas, issues, areas of knowledge, ways of knowing, ways of looking at this particular situation. And they're going to be different. They should be different. You should have lots of them. You'll know that you have a weak real-life situation when it's not rich in terms of mind mapping. You extract and create your knowledge question based on that. Your knowledge quest is going to lead to 2 developments, and in the video they talked about more than one. Ignore that. You're only going to do 2 developments. They also talked about partners. You will be doing an individual presentation. Development number 1 is a claim and counterclaim. So effectively, each of these is like a little mini analysis paper. You start with a thesis, a claim, and you develop its strengths, and you analyze it. You have examples. You acknowledge the counterclaim, always a good argument process, and then you come to a little mini conclusion. Same here, little mini analysis. So overall, the presentation is an expository process of explanation. Within it, embedded within, are little mini analysis presentations. Okay, so you've got your little conclusions here, and you're drawing those back to the real life situation. So you are acknowledging to your audience how you got from here to here, and then how you go back again. Finishing with the application of the knowledge question to other real-life situations. A very brief example, dress codes. Girl in Florida challenging a high school dress code. More details to it, but essentially that's the real-life situation. So what can we extract from this? We can look at freedom of expression, so we can look at the law. We can look at the education system and public education and the application of rules and dress codes. We can look at gender norms and society and the how gender is constructed by perhaps appearances, which would be clothing and the way one perceives someone else based on how they look. Okay, we get to a knowledge question. Let's say we're going to focus on the social construction of gender norms. To what extent does appearance factor into the social construction of, or the construction of social norms? We make a claim about that. Gender is a social construct. We explore that as an analysis. We make a claim about appearances and perceptions and how flawed they can be because, of course, they relate to emotions and memory and things that are inherently biased or perhaps not reliable. These are our little mini analysis, and then we make sure that in our conclusions we're going back to this young woman in Florida who is challenging a situation that happened to her based on a dress code issue. So this knowledge question, remember, is about perception, social norms, the construction of social norms, and we have other real-life situations that could be construed from the same knowledge question, or reverse, that this knowledge question could be construed from these other real-life situations. So there's your process today. Instructions on the 3rd page of this slide deck, which is accessible via the class website. You've watched the videos. I want you to form 5 groups of fairly equal numbers. Each group is going to choose a real-life situation and go through the planning process for a presentation as if you were going to deliver it. Use one of your mind maps. Why create the wheel? Do the work or continue the work that you did on Monday. For each group, we'll have one planning document, and you're going to deliver this at the beginning of class on Friday. So as a class, we will walk through the planning process of each group as a learning exercise because you're practicing this process. There's your requirements. Remember, embrace the chaos and certainly ask questions of Mr. Scholes. He may, I'm sure he'll be able to give you some advice about extrapolating and analysis and claims and counterclaims and all that kind of stuff. Have fun. See you on Friday.